Hi, goalies, goalie coaches, and goalie parents. Welcome to the Goalie Podcast. I'm Brian DeCord, president and owner of Stop It Goaltending. I'm a former goaltending coach of the Boston Bruins, goaltending scout of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and goaltending director of the Arizona Coyotes. Currently the goaltending coach of Boston University. Yes, we lost the championship game. We lost in the championship game. I'm still hurting a month and a half later. I'm joined with John Crowder. John is a former goalie coach at Northeastern University, Merrimack College, and Boston University, Boston College. Sorry about that. That's a big
no-no.
That's a big no-no. Yeah. So welcome to the podcast. And this is actually part 2 of a podcast that we started on summer training, but we ended up diving into all the actual programs. But John, now I want to dive into the summer training itself. And the first thing I want to talk about is the preparation getting ready for the summer. The thing that drives me crazy is a goalie that shows up on the first day of summer training with no clue on what they want to work on.
I think to me, this summer, it seems long, but it goes by so fast that you've got to have a kind of a checklist, make like, this is areas I need to improve on. And when I see this drill, that's my target right there. This is the drill I need to work on. This is the drill I need to stay focused with. This is the area I'm going to improve on. I think it's part of the maturing process as a goaltender to come into a program, like an 8-week program that we run, and know specifically what you want to improve on, what my skills are, what I can get better at, what I need to improve on. And I think that's putting the onus on the goalie. I mean, I know from our standpoint, we're going to give you the quality coaching, the great coaching. We're going to provide a great atmosphere with great shooters, great facilities to be a part of. But when you're maturing as a goaltender, you got to take a little bit on yourself to make yourself better as well.
Without a doubt. Obviously, someone doing the AAA program, a youth goalie, they're not going to prepare for it. But anybody high school or over, like, you've got to prepare for your summer. And one of the things that I recommend, if you have video, let's say you play for a team that's covered by Instat, or your prep school, high school has the video, or so on and so forth, sit down and watch all of your goals against. You are going to be absolutely amazed if you do this. And the reason I say that is you will be able to recognize patterns in your goals against. This is how I prepare for games. When I prepare for a goalie we're playing against at Boston University, I watch their last 50 goals against. And it's so evident how they get beat. I think we spend so much time thinking about technique and, how do I do this? My post play, post entry, post exit, all this kind of stuff, whatever. What really matters is how you get scored on at the end of the day. How do you get scored on? And you got to know that. And when you sit there and watch goal after goal after goal, and you've got a pencil and a piece of paper handy, and you're jotting down how you give up your goals, you're going to find it's over and over the same things.
Well, to me, this is when you become an upper level goaltender, a better high school goaltender, a better college goalie, a better pro goalie. I don't want to look at my saves all the time. I want to look at what I can correct, mistakes that I can correct. Of course, you want to look at your saves and make you feel good. It reinforces positive, stuff. But the elite goaltenders, depending upon their age, are now looking at, where did my goals come from? How can I correct this? What were the situations that happened? And that's going to help the processing ability. It's going to help the goalies get to their next level. And again, it's an honest assessment of yourself as a goaltender, which is so important as you're climbing the ranks.
I think when you just go in there and go, I'm just going to do the drills, and I'm not going to put any thought into it before or after, I just think you're blowing money. I think you're just wasting money at that point. I think that the drills are great, the coaches are great, everybody's great, but you got to come in knowing your strengths and weaknesses. What are my superpowers, and what do I have to get better at? And you need to focus on what you need to get better at.
That should be a common theme. Again, if you're making the time commitment to train over the summer, it just can't be show up to the rink 5 minutes before, throw my gear on, get a workout in
Yeah.
and go home. It's you've got to invest some more time into it. Get there early, get mentally prepared, get physically prepared. I know in our Stop at You app, we have the drills for the summer already there.
Already there. The drills are there. You know what's coming.
Yep. I
You,
mean, I don't know why
if
you
you
would
have the
spend a
app,
half hour the night before looking
if
at
you
it,
have the app,
because
you can just go look at the drills, and the drills also have commentary. Why are we doing the drills? What do we work? What are the ground rules for the drills? What are we trying to accomplish? And like, for me, that's another amazing thing. So let's say, an 8-week program costs anywhere from $1,300 to $1,500. Well, for $9, you get to watch all the drills before you get there with NHL clips that support the drills. I look at training at Stop It without the Stop It Goaltending U app. I look at it like signing up for a course at school and not getting the book that goes along with it.
I was literally
Is that crazy?
I was going to say the same thing. Why have all this, the coaching, everything's available, but why not get that little extra? And like you said, for $9.99, to have all that extra information available to you that's on the app, plus see the drills the night before. So you go in there, you're mentally prepared for the drills, you know what the drills are going to be, and it makes you get so much more out of that day when you're prepared for it. It's like anything. You put the preparation in it, you're going to get more and better results out of it. And again, it's to me, it's a no-brainer. Have the app. Not only do you get what we're doing each day, but all the other information the videos, the all the goalie IQ, the goalie playbook, everything that's available there. You can have your whole summer be goalie stuff if you want. And the best part too is you can do it an hour a day if you want. You can watch everything all at once and have 3 or 4 hour deep dive, or you can just break it down throughout the week. So you're getting your dose of goalie information however you want it.
For me, it's the consistency of it. It's your primers every day, a minute. It's your 5-minute video on Saturday. It's your 20-minute video on Sunday. It doesn't have to be those days. It's 30 minutes a week. So it's absolutely amazing if you think about it. Amazing to think if you just spend 30 hours a week for 52 weeks, your goalie IQ is going to go through the absolute roof. You can't help it. What do they say? Like, if you want to be a top, in whatever field it is, if you spend from a podcast or Instagram, you spend an hour a day working on that particular subject,
but believe it or not,
after a year, you're going to be probably knowledgeable than 90% of the people.
Not to interrupt you, believe it or not, the number is 18 minutes. Really? If you keep a focused 18 minutes of clear focus on something and you do it every day, they say you're going to be better than 85 to 90% of the people that are in that field, because you're keeping that drive, that focus. 18 minutes, 22 minutes, half hour, they say is max, but you can become better than 80 to 85 to 90% of the people in that particular field that you're studying in with just 18 minutes a day. And I thought it was amazing. And I forget what book I was reading, but I was talking about it. And then they gave examples of people that started off with that, and they found that they hit a certain point and all they wanted was more knowledge. Yeah, so the 18 minutes became 25 minutes, became 45 minutes. But they said, I got so good at something so quickly just by sticking with it.
So it's amazing to me also, if I see higher end goalies show up at a PGD and a DNHL, go to the locker room, get changed, and go on the ice. No, you're going to train. You try doing that in Europe, showing up at a rink, throwing your gear on, and going out without doing a dynamic warm-up or without stretching or without getting ready to go. Like, people would look at you like you had 3 heads. For some reason in this country, it's acceptable.
Well, what I like, the goalies that are advancing themselves is they get into the rink early so they can talk goalie. They can talk about the drills that they did last week. They're going to talk about the drills that are coming up this week. They're talking about a game they had last November And oh my God, that drill we just did, that's just like a play that happened to me like in December in this game. And it's goalie talk. I mean, what better environment to be around goalies that are playing Division I, pro, Division III, high level high school, prep school, juniors. You just get to talk goalie. Why wouldn't you get there an extra hour before? Like I said, you get your dynamic warm up and you get your stretching in, but you get goalie talk before you even hit the ice. I mean, that's one of the, I mean, what better places
A
to be
locker room
the guys and
a
gals?
locker room full of goalies.
Yep.
Like literally priceless.
Yep.
Now, so let's say we get to the ice early, we get our warm up in, we hang out with the other goalies. We've prepared, we've done our goal review. We know what we need to focus on in the summertime. What's our points of emphasis? Now you get on the ice, you're in a group of 3. In our programs, you know, every program's different, but in our programs, you're in a group of 3 goalies to a net for 80 minutes. What then, John?
Come prepared. You know, understand like how basically how the rink's set up, the formation, like how we're going to move from station to station. But my big thing is just get there on the ice on time. Don't miss a minute of the ice. You told me a long time ago, I don't know if you remember having this conversation, the Peter Scudder effect. Scudder was telling you one day of practice, he said, hey, we still got another 2 minutes left of the ice time. Let's do something. And he said, because I practice 100 times a season. If I do that by 2 minutes, that could be an extra 2 or 3 hours of development I'm getting. And that's going to make me a better goalie, getting that extra 2 or 3 minutes a day. And that's the way I've always looked at it since you mentioned that. I want to be the first coach on the ice. I want my goalies out there as quick as possible. If you notice, like when you're like the goalies that have been through our programs, they're doing their warm-up skate. All the coaches are getting the net set up for the right station. They're getting all the materials. We're using pucks, if we're using screen boards, whatever we're using, they're getting those all set up. So the time the whistle blows to end skating, grab a sip of water. Let's get going. We don't want to waste any time. The ice is too valuable to be wasting any time. And we're getting to it. And everybody's ready. Everybody's prepared. Everybody's excited. It's like, don't waste a moment of the ice time. That, to me, that's what makes it so much fun. Everything's clockwork. It's moving. It's going.
The other thing I love is the way we have it set up. Not everybody, but the way we have it set up. You have one goalie in net. You have one goalie, could be part of the drill, and then you have one goalie on the video. And I think that video, that watching yourself, we have it set on time delay, so you don't even have to touch something. You just go to the iPad stand and get to the other side, and you'll see yourself. I think the watching the video is clutch.
It's something we put in. We might have been one of the first groups to do it. And it was because, again, we found a way to make it work, because a lot of the goalies were coming out of the drill and asking us, like, oh, on that third shot of this sequence, what did you think? And you can't remember every shot in a goaltender, but by having those videos out there on delay, they could go right to that spot and pull us over and say, this is a shot I was talking about. And then you could have a correction right there, or a quick discussion. And then if the goalies had some good reps, they'll watch it again. They'll reinforce the good stuff that they did during the drill.
It's so helpful for retention.
Well, exactly.
You watch the video of the drills before you get there. You understand what you're supposed to do. Then you watch yourself perform the drills. You do the drills. That's what's going to get you the retention.
It's almost like you're doing the drill 3 or 4 times. You're actually doing the drill. You're watching yourself do the drill. If you've got the SIGU app, you've watched the drills before it's happened. What a way to reinforce and to be able to comprehend all the parts of a drill when you're seeing it in 3 or 4 different types of ways. It's a tremendous learning tool, is the best way to put it, having it out there. And I can't think of a goalie that doesn't use it. And if by chance we don't have it set up, the first thing they ask is, hey, coach, where's the video for when I'm in?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's a tremendous value of watching the other goalies in your group. And that's why we love to say, don't go with the same goalies all the time.
Yes.
See other goalies, see what they do, because there may be, a technique that they use that you go, oh, wow. And we do it all the time, right? Like I'm couple of years ago, we got Bussy using a paddle down on a carry cross crease carry. Like, really? That's 6'4", 6'5" goalie can use a paddle down on this technique? Like, oh, in this situation, like, oh wow. Like, we learn all the time from the goalie. We're watching all the goalies. We're coaching, but we're watching the goalies too. So I think there's a tremendous value for the goalies to watch each other.
Well, going back to when you talk about Bussy there, that's the ability of the goalies to make a drill their own.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
And I think it's also a tip of the hat to us as coaches that we'll look at what a goalie does and go, hey, that works for you.
Yeah.
That works for you. I'm not going to take that away. And another goalie might try and go, that works for me. A third goalie might try and go, no, not for me, but hey, it was good. I saw something like that. So the ability to, as a goaltender, to take a drill and make it your own, I think that's invaluable when you're going through a camp, because that way every drill becomes new to you. Every drill becomes yours.
Absolutely. And it's so funny. I think about how you highlighted the camaraderie in the locker room and then working with these different goalies on the ice. And I'll leave the goalie nameless. I'm not going to name his name, but you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. But we, the goalie, didn't sign up one summer. One of our elite goaltenders, been with us for years. And I talked with the goalie and the dad. Why are you signing up? Because when I'm at a station, I want to stay there. And if I like a particular station, I'd like to stay at that station. And you guys don't give us that opportunity to stay at the station. And I thought that was really interesting. And I thought it was a mistake. That goalie had a Division I commitment, stud, loved him. Then he started training on his own and just doing private with someone else, not our company. Started doing lessons, just them and a shooter. And he ended up getting decommitted and ended up being a D3 goalie. And I think what happened was you took him away from his goalie family. That all the goalies that he would work with and compare himself to and compete with in the summertime and hang out in the locker room and drive that passion upwards. I think there's a value to that.
You talked about competing with your buddies. It's a great environment that's been created, a great culture that's been created over here with what we do at Stop It. Everybody brings a certain level of intensity. They bring a certain level of compete with them. Yet we somehow managed to let them do it in a way that's fun for them. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's the one of the hardest things to create is a work environment that's enjoyable at the same time. And somehow our goalies, they just pass it on to the next group. Pass it on to the next group. And
it's a culture. We've established that culture over the years. This is who we are. This is how we do it. And if you come from, a different culture, a different environment, you get on the ice and we get going, we get hopping, we're going from drill to drill. Like we maximize your ice time. And if you're from a different culture, your head's spinning the first time saying, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want to work this hard.
See, that to me, I guess I'm used to it. It doesn't seem like hard work for me when I'm out there coaching because it's fun. Yeah. And we get to watch the interaction with the goaltenders they have with themselves. I get to have interaction with other coaches. I get to interact with the goalies. And then to me, it's a fun environment because it's all designed to make the players and to make the goalies better.
And we have a new evolution in terms of how we've revamped the 8-pillar program. We've revamped the PGD DNHL summer programs to add a lot more variability and include the goalies that aren't in net as part of the drill to create more reads, more situations, more reactions, as opposed to straight up technique and structure.
To me, the game has never been more organized chaos.
Dynamic, yeah, more dynamic than ever.
The broken plays you see happen, the pass that gets tipped as it's going across midline, where you have to readjust to it, the block shot in front of the net. There's so many dynamics that are going on that just before, when we were playing, it was everything moved north south. Then the game went east west. Now it's everything. Shots are coming from angles that would never even been thought of 3-4 years ago. The rebounds are happening, or passes are being made to spots that were never made before.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the variables, I just call
Shots
it
are
organized
coming from
chaos.
different spots.
Yeah.
It's so funny. The highest goal expectancy is a multi-cross. That means a puck that crosses the midline twice. That's number one. That's skill. That's that beautiful tic-tac-toe play. Number two play, a shot into a pile of broken play.
Yep.
That pig pile in front of the net, shoot it at the pig pile, and the puck's going to bounce somewhere. So that's, we do, acquisition, application, but then we do aptitude. And aptitude is problem solving. And I don't think problem solving has ever been more evident in goaltending than it is now, because so much stuff's going on.
Like I said, the ability for the puck to change direction at any moment, or the speed that they're making multiple passes.
And the move, the plays.
Yeah.
The skill of the players doing things that we never had to contend with before. It's incredible.
I think for the first time, the technology of the equipment of the players has made them significantly better. The thinner skate blades allows them to maneuver quicker and faster. The technology of the sticks just gets better and better every year. So their technology has made them better players. And then they're going to their own schools. They have like specific shooting instructors, skating instructors.
Yep.
So their skill level has really jumped up, which to me is great. It makes us have to be better. It's that continuous cat and mouse game of, they've gotten a little bit better here. Well, we have to create a new technique for this. We have to work harder and do more, as coaches and goalies, to bring it back to our side. And again, that's what makes a game so much fun. It's always evolving. And I think summer to summer, as we started this conversation out, summer to summer, we're constantly evolving as well. It's never the same summer. It's never the same summer twice in a row, because the game evolves every year and we have to evolve with it.
Absolutely. And we have to evolve to the next subject, which is the off-ice component of the summer, which is going to take a part 3. We're going to have to do a part 3 of this, because we haven't even touched the off-ice yet. Which
In the past several years is such a major part of goaltending. It always has been, but now it's the different types of training you can do. You can do visual training. You can do yoga. You can do strength and flexibility. There's so many options for your off-ice game that it deserves its own category. It deserves its own discussion.
Absolutely. So, John, I can't thank you enough. Goalie parents, goalie coaches, goalies, thank you for joining us. If you don't have the Stop It Goaltending U app, get it.
Absolutely.
I promise you. I absolutely promise you. There's more value in that app than you could ever believe. We also have a premium version that gets you into workshops and gets you into the U hotline, where you can simply book a virtual call with John or myself. Like, it's amazing what you can get out of this app.
Isn't it basically the cost of a skate sharpening pretty much now? The skate sharpening is getting close to $10. If for the amount of information
so much value. There's so much value. We have a 7-day trial period too. Give it a try. We'd love to have you as part of the app. We'd love to have you as part of the community. And we love having you back. It's so much fun having you back in action. And I appreciate you joining me today.
Great to be here. I'm happy to be back.
Thanks, everybody.
I hope you enjoyed the Goalie Podcast by Stop It Goaltending U. If you haven't already downloaded the Stop It Goaltending U app, you can get your free 7-day trial at either the App Store or Google Play.